Hi, I'm Muhammed Hamdan and this is Nightline. The top stories. Use of EPF savings as collateral for loans does not violate Act, says Prime Minister. And Bersatu leadership rejects Tan Sri Muhyiddin's resignation. Good morning. We begin with this headlining story. Allowing contributors to use the funds in the Employees Provident Fund EPF as collateral for bank loans does not violate the EPF Act. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the matter had been discussed with the EPF and there were no obstacles to implementing it.
Kita tak bagi. Kita dah kata dah keluarkan, ini bukan lagi COVID, orang boleh kerja. Tapi ada beberapa kes, seperti yang saya sebut, dia dengar ucapan saya tu. Banyak ada yang kes yang mendesak, umpamanya, walaupun dia ada wang, tapi dia tidak boleh, umpamanya, bayar yuran pendidikan anak dia di luar negara. Kes seperti itu, dia teliti lah. Tapi kita tak benarkan dia ambil daripada KWSP. Dan syarat-syaratnya itu ketat.
Datuk Seri Anwar, who is also Finance Minister, stressed that his announcement on the policy should be looked into in detail by all parties before voicing out their opinions on the matter. On Thursday, the Prime Minister announced in the Dewan Rakyat that the government would introduce a method that would allow contributors who are in dire straits to take up loans from a bank with the collateral from their EPF. However, some quarters claim that by allowing contributors to use their EPF funds as collateral, it would violate the EPF Act, as the savings can only be withdrawn for specific purposes. Meanwhile, Datuk Seri Anwar has advised former Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin to focus on proving his innocence in the court of law. The Prime Minister said the Bersatu President's claim that the corruption charges against him were politically motivated and pre-planned had already been answered by the Attorney General's Chambers AGC and the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC.
Apa lagi dia nak kata? Bagi saya, ditumpu ke mahkamah. Jawab di mahkamah tentang pertuduhan pun sudah dikeluarkan.
Datuk Seri Anwar said this to the media when asked on Tan Sri Muhyiddin's claims of premeditated political persecution after the Perikatan Nasional Chairman was slapped with corruption and money laundering charges. He also reiterated that he has nothing to do with Tan Sri Muhyiddin's case and it was in the hands of the authorities. Attorney General Tan Sri Idrus Harun, in a statement on Friday, dismissed the accusation on the existence of persecution, politically motivated and selective prosecution against any individuals, including Tan Sri Muhyiddin. He stressed that any decision to lay charges against anyone by the AGC was based on evidence and facts obtained in investigations and not due to pressure from any quarters or other factors. The MACC, in the meantime, also reiterated that the investigation into Jana Wibawa cases is independent and free from interference of any party. It said the investigation carried out against several individuals regarding the Jana Wibawa program is an initiative based on information and evidence obtained by the Commission itself. In another development, Datuk Seri Anwar said any decision by the Perak government regarding water supply to Pulau Pinang will be studied in detail. He added any decision by Perak, including wanting to prioritise the state's needs first before supplying water to its neighbouring state, is not wrong and is a policy that needs to be respected.
Kalau apakah benar ada lebihan yang banyak, ujuran dia untuk keperluan 5 tahun, 10 tahun, itu semua dikaji secara agak ilmiah dan saintifik. Okey, kemudian baru buat keputusan.
Datuk Seri Anwar was met by the media after officiating the national-level World Water Day 2023 celebration at the Indra Mulia Stadium in Ipoh, Perak on Saturday. He said this when asked about Perak not being ready to negotiate with Pulau Pinang regarding supplying water to its neighbouring state. Earlier in his speech, the Prime Minister said Malaysia should not face water supply issues during the dry weather because the country has abundant water and rainfall every year. He also instructed the Natural Resources, Environment and Climate Change Ministry to find the best measures to address any water supply problems during the dry weather, including studying methods used in other countries. And at a separate event, Datuk Seri Anwar said that the implementation of the Malaysia Madani concept must emphasize community balance in its development so that the drive for growth is felt by all groups. The Prime Minister also said that the step should start from the local authority level of each state to ensure that all people and races are protected.
Sebab itu kita harus betulkan, tidak terlalu lambat tapi betulkan supaya kita benar-benar berhasil menjaga nilai dan akhlak kita, menjaga pendekatan yang lebih adil yang disebut ummatan wasata, barulah jadi contoh kepada manusia lain. Litakunu syuhada a'ala nas. Baru jadi contoh. Kalau tidak mungkin. Saya tidak mau Malaysia jadi contoh kerana bangunan paling tinggi, jambatan paling panjang, gedung paling besar. Tapi rakyat di antaranya paling derita. Jadi harus ada perimbangan ini.
Datuk Seri Anwar said this when officiating the National Landscape Day Celebration 2023 at Taman DR Sinivasagam, also in Ipoh, on Saturday. He also called on mayors and local council chairpersons across the country to re-examine their development plans to ensure progress are balanced and done with the people's interest in mind. At the event, a new hybrid orchid was named Aranda PMX Anwar after the Premier's name. The yellow-orange colour of this species symbolises Datuk Seri Anwar's exuberance, optimism and spirit. Also present were local government development minister Nga Ko Ming and Ipoh Mayor Datuk Rumaizi Baharin. Moving on, Bersatu Supreme Council MPT has unanimously decided that Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin will remain as party president. Its Secretary General, Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin, said the decision was made during the party's special meeting chaired by Tan Sri Muhyiddin on Saturday evening. In a statement on Saturday, he added that the MPT also stressed that the charges against the Pagoh MP were made due to his position as Bersatu president and not on personal capacity. He also said that the MPT called for all members and supporters to have patience and calm in facing this test involving Tan Sri Muhyiddin and the party. Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azambaki on Friday confirmed that the former Prime Minister will face more criminal charges on Monday. He's expected to be charged in Shah Alam for offences under the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act. Police have identified the organisers and several individuals who attended a solidarity gathering for former Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin at the MACC headquarters compound in Putrajaya on Thursday. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Dr. Azmi Abu Qasim said all of them would be called up soon to assist in the investigation. He added police have also opened an investigation paper on the case and it will be referred to the public prosecutor for further action once the probe is completed. Last Thursday, Tan Sri Muhyiddin was called to the MACC headquarters to have his statement recorded to complete the final investigation process by authorities regarding the Jana Wibawa program and related issues. The following day, he was charged in the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court with 6 charges of abuse of power and money laundering amounting to 232.5 million ringgit and 195 million ringgit respectively. Merlimau Assemblyman Dr. Muhammad Akmal Saleh has been elected as the new UMNO Youth Chief. According to the unofficial results, the Malacca Health Committee Chairman obtained votes from 102 of 189 divisions to defeat 3 other candidates vying for the post in the party election. Outgoing UMNO Youth Chief Dr. Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki confirmed the matter in a posting on his Facebook account. The news was also tweeted by UMNO Secretary General Dr. Sri Ahmad Maslan. Dr. Muhammad Akmal defeated his challengers, former Deputy Finance Minister Dr. Muhammad Shah Abdullah, UMNO Supreme Council member Dr. Arman Azhar Abu Hanifa and Mio Hassan Mat Ali. The Youth Chief post fell vacant after Dr. Ashraf announced that he would not defend the post. Meanwhile, the contest for the Wanita UMNO Chief post saw incumbent Datuk Sri Noraini Ahmad leading the race against her predecessor turned challenger Tan Sri Shahrizad Abdul Jalil. As for the contest for the Putri UMNO Chief post, the Wing's Deputy Chief Datuk Nurul Amal Muhammad Fauzi is currently leading, followed by RIM Assemblywomen Datuk Khaidira Abu Zaha and Dr. Masliha Harun. Still to come, Indonesia's Merapi volcano erupts. Don't go away. Indonesia's Merapi volcano erupted on Saturday, spewing hot cloud up to 7 kilometers and ash that blanketed villages near the crater. According to authorities, the volcano, located in Indonesia's Yogyakarta special region, erupted at about 12 p.m. local time, with a lava flow of 1.5 kilometers being observed. The country's disaster mitigation agency said residents in the nearby community have been warned to stop any activities in the danger zones, ranging between 3 kilometers and 7 kilometers radius from the crater. It added that so far there were no immediate reports of casualties. The 2,963-meter-high Merapi is one of Indonesia's most active volcanoes and was already on the country's second highest alert level. In another development, Li Qiang, one of Chinese President Xi Jinping's most trusted allies, was confirmed as premier on Saturday as Xi asserts his influence on the country's top leadership. Li, the former Shanghai party chief, was named the successor of outgoing Premier Li Keqiang at a meeting of the country's rubber-stamp parliament. Xi's motion nominating Li Qiang as premier was read out to the chamber on Saturday morning, and the 63-year-old received nearly all votes from the more than 2,900 delegates at the National People's Congress, a day after Xi was unanimously selected by deputies for a norm-breaking third term as president. Li's ascension had previously seemed in doubt after his handling of the Shanghai lockdown, in which residents struggled to access food and medical care. The incoming Li faces the daunting task of shoring up China's uneven economic recovery, weak confidence among consumers and the private sector, and global headwinds. Regional powerhouses Iran and Saudi Arabia agreed on Friday to restore ties and reopen diplomatic missions in a surprise Chinese-brokered announcement that could have wide-ranging implications across the Middle East. In a trilateral statement, Iran and Saudi Arabia said they would reopen embassies and missions within 2 months and implement security and economic cooperation deals signed more than 20 years ago. Both countries have also agreed to hold talks between foreign ministers to arrange ambassadors' exchange and explore ways to strengthen bilateral relations. Previously, Riyadh cut ties after Iranian protesters attacked Saudi diplomatic missions in 2016, following the Saudi execution of revered cleric Nimr al-Nimr. Just one in a series of flashpoints between the two long-standing rivals. Friday's announcement, which follows 5 days of previously unannounced talks in Beijing and several rounds of dialogue in Iraq and Oman, caps a broader realignment and efforts to ease tensions in the region. We're back with sports. Football, the 2023 Super League. 3 matches were supposed to be played on Saturday. However, the game between Negeri Sembilan FC and Kuala Lumpur City FC at Tunku Abdul Rahman Stadium were suspended due to a waterlogged pitch. In another match, Terengganu FC claimed a 1-0 win over PDRM FC, while in Iskandar Putri Johor Darul Takzim JDT posted their 4th straight win after routing Kelantan 5-1 at Sultan Ibrahim Stadium. JDT got a penalty as early as the 3rd minute when winger Arif Aiman Hanapi was fouled. Though it was unsuccessfully taken by Fernando Forestieri, Diego Luis Santos scored from the rebound. Play was delayed for 5 minutes due to a frayed Kelantan goal netting. On resumption, JDT scored 2 more goals before half-time through Endrick Dos Santos and Forestieri. JDT's Juan Muniz struck in the 56th minute with an assist from Matthew Davis. 11 minutes later, substitute Leonardo Gabriel Roland scored the Red Warriors' consolation goal with a spot kick. With less than 10 minutes on the clock, a 3rd penalty was awarded when substitute Akia Rashid was fouled inside the box, leading to Arif getting JDT's 5th goal. Still on football, the Japanese J-League Atsuki Ito's 21st minute goal secured visiting Urawa Reds a 1-0 win over Vissel Kobe on Saturday, handing the early frontrunners their first defeat in the top-flight campaign. Urawa opened the scoring when Ito blasted from the edge of the area after Tomoaki Okubo headed Norwegian centre-back Marius Høybråten's long ball back into his path. Høybråten nearly doubled the lead when he headed into the woodwork from a corner kick midway through the second half at Noevir Stadium. However, his attempt was saved by Kobe's keeper, Daya Maekawa. Urawa maintained their 1-goal lead until the final whistle, and with the win, Urawa notched back-to-back league victory for the first time under new manager Machis Koza as they snapped Kobe's 3-match winning streak to start the season. After this short break, selection process of adoptive parents tightened. Malaysia hopes to spur the growth of its digital economy, which will be a new driver of development for the country. The Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, AMDAC, said it aims to secure 49 billion ringgit worth of digital investments by 2025 to achieve this target. AMDAC Chief Executive Officer Mahathir Aziz said the agency hopes to attract more foreign investors through its Malaysia Digital Catalytic programs pemangkin such as DE Rantau and Digital Trade. He added although the growth of the digital economy as well as adoption rate of digital tools and solutions in the country year on year has been very encouraging, there are some challenges that need to be addressed.
We do have, I think, lack of coverage in some areas still, and the quality of the coverage or internet and broadband coverage would still have to be there. Devices, the lack of access to devices would be something that we look at. Beyond infrastructure, we have other aspects such as regulations that would allow more innovations, more digital solutions to be adopted and to be developed, continue to be developed by the ecosystem.
Despite a perceived global recession ahead, he said MDEC is still optimistic and sees high growth in at least 10 technology subsectors, including data centers, cybersecurity and big data analytics.
This would remain, at least for the foreseeable future, areas where FDIs are coming in, and we've seen results on that particular aspect. If we were to flip that onto the other side, there's also aspect of digital tourism, agriculture, and also education with a bit more potential, leading towards trade. That has, I think, more investments.
Mahathir said this on TV3's business talk show program Money Matters, which airs Saturday at 5 p.m. Currently, Malaysia's digital economy contributions to the country's gross domestic product GDP has reached 23.2%, which is close to its target of 25.5%. Now, guidelines to select adoptive parents have been tightened to ensure that they are qualified and suitable. Women, Family and Community Development Minister Dato' Sri Nancy Shukri said a new guideline had been introduced to evaluate eligible parties for the guardianship of children. Dato' Sri Nancy said these guidelines were created to ensure the placement suitability of children under adoptive parents or people who are qualified and suitable, OYLS. She also said the Social Welfare Department has introduced a screening system for the Personality Psychological Assessment or TAJMA, which is a psychological measurement tool designed to provide scientific data about an individual's thoughts, feelings and behaviour.
Ya, sebenarnya kita memang sudah ada garis panduan sebelum ini, tetapi ini adalah penambahbaikannya, maka sebab itu kita lancarkan baru dan kita perkuatkan lagi dengan memberi latihan terus bagaimana mereka nak menggunakannya. Jadi kali ini dia lebih ketat lagi.
Dato' Sri Nancy spoke to the media after launching the new guideline book in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah on Saturday. She noted that through the assessment, the suitability of adoptive parents in the aspect of care and protection of children can be examined in more detail. Moving on, school-going children in flood-hit areas, particularly in Johor, can apply for assistance from the Education Ministry to ease their families' burden. Education Minister Fadlina Siddiq said 18 financial support initiatives have been introduced for the students affected by the disaster.
Akan ada isu-isu tentang buku sekolah, pakaian seragam dan juga yang terkait rapat dengan makan minum mereka dan juga kebajikan-kebajikan lain. Kita ada 18 inisiatif kewangan yang boleh kita dahulukan dalam konteks untuk membantu mereka. Yang paling penting mereka dapat meneruskan pengajian.
Fadlina said this to the media at the Back to School program organised by the Friends of Childhood Cancer Northern Region FOCAN in Bukit Mertajam on Saturday. She also said the students can submit applications for assistance to her ministry when the new school term resumes. She pointed out that her ministry's focus now was on those affected by the recent floods in Johor, especially those who have suffered a total loss. Malaysia's participation in the world's leading tourism trade show IBT Berlin 2023 in Germany is described as a starting point for the country to achieve its target of 23.5 million international tourist arrivals for Visit Malaysia Year 2025 and a projected income of 76.8 billion ringgit. Tourism Malaysia is confident that the target can be achieved in line with the recent 2023 budget, which allocated 250 million ringgit for tourism promotion to generate more income through tourism activities. This is the 50th time Malaysia is participating in ITB, and the country is being represented by 40 organisations comprising 15 tour operators, 15 hotels and resorts, 7 state tourism boards and 3 tourism-related services. At the event, several state promotional agencies also launched their new products and campaigns, including those by Tourism Selangor, Sabah Tourism Board and Tourism Melaka. Sarawak Tourism Board and German tour operator Tischler Reisen also signed a memorandum of understanding for a joint marketing collaboration.
Kita mensasarkan pada 2023 adalah seramai 613,000 pelancong daripada Eropah, termasuk juga daripada Amerika. Dan ini merupakan sasaran yang kita rasa realistik dan kita yakin, kita very optimis kita dapat mencapai sasaran ini berdasarkan kepada kempen yang kita rasakan agak rigorous, agak agresif kita laksanakan di Berlin.
Malaysia's unique ecotourism destinations and community-based tourism are among the main attractions for the Europeans, especially the Germans. For this year alone, Malaysia is targeting 16.1 million international tourist arrivals and 49.2 billion ringgit in tourism receipts. And that concludes Nightline this time around. As we wrap up, let's take a look at the valuable pieces on display at Titanic Belfast in Ireland, which has reopened its doors after adding 4 new galleries to the museum. With that, I'm Muhammed. I'm Hamdan. Thank you for watching and stay safe, Malaysia.